I continued on with the Bone Chips, can't speak today. Hey guys, it's Kasara, and today I'm going to be doing my August week 4 reading vlog. August 17th, it is evening. I hadn't really planned on vlogging again tonight because I literally just finished the week 3 reading vlog and I'm uploading it right now, but I'm listening to an audiobook and I just wanted to talk about it really quick. Before I get to that, I'm currently reading 3 books. The first one is The Bone Chips by R.J. Barker. It is an arc that I'm hoping to finish soon. I'm enjoying it though. Really like it so far. It's the first book in a new high fantasy series. It has like a lot of maritime themes and stuff like that because like they live on a ship made of bones from these dragons. So really enjoying that right now. But I didn't really get to it a lot last week, so hopefully I will get to it more this week. The other one that I'm reading right now is Gardens of the Moon by Steven Erikson. I recently decided to shell out an Audible credit and get the audiobook for this one as well as having the physical book. 1, because I'm enjoying the physical book a lot, and 2, because I really do want to continue on with this book. I've been not having a whole lot of time to read physical books recently, and my library doesn't have the audiobook for this one, so I decided to get the audiobook from Audible because that's the only place I could find the audiobook right now, and hopefully that'll actually let me make progress in it rather than being stuck in this one spot just because I don't have time to pick up a physical book. So enjoying this one. Hopefully with the audiobook now I can make more progress on it than I was making the last couple of weeks. Okay, and the one that I wanted to talk about. That's The Blood Mirror by Brant Weeks. This one is already annoying the crap out of me. I am not very far into it. I literally just started this audiobook today and I love this world. Love this world. But there's always something about these books in this series that annoys me, and something's already happened that's annoyed me. It's not something that actually happens, it's actually a reveal that is made. There's a huge reveal that is made at the beginning of this book. Massive reveal that changes the way you think about one of these characters massively. It's not built up to in any way. Normally when you have reveals like this in books, I feel like it's strategically placed in the story to have the greatest impact. With this one, I feel like it was just completely brushed over and there was like almost no impact for this reveal. I know it doesn't seem like that because I'm so like frustrated by it that it seems like it had an impact, but like I actually really love the reveal that it has. It makes a great character even grayer in a way that I really enjoy it. But at the same time, I feel like it would have had so much more of an impact if that reveal had been made at the climax or just after the climax in the last book than just like randomly in like the first few chapters of the 4th book. Like, I just feel like it was so out of place and it could have made the last book so great, but it's just like overshadowed here by other action that's going on that has nothing to do with this reveal. It could have been so great and then it wasn't. And I feel like that is like my whole problem with this series is that it has such great ideas and does such interesting things. It's just done in ways that I don't want it to be done, like in ways that it doesn't have an impact on me, even though like it should definitely have an impact on me. Like it has such great characters that I care so much about in this amazing world with this fantastic magic system, but the plot never lives up to what I want it to live up to. And I think it's because of that, because it's just the way things are placed in the plot, it just doesn't actually build up to anything. And if it is going in that direction, like it's building up to something, it just like the tension gets cut prematurely, I feel like. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling about this book right now. I'm frustrated. Like, don't get this the wrong way. I'm so happy to be reading this book right now. I was definitely having difficulty like just getting into books, and the fact that I can feel this frustrated about the book is a good thing because I'm actually, you know, getting emotional in the wrong way But still, like, I'm really so into this book that I get frustrated about it. I don't like the placement of the reveals, but it was a good reveal. Like, it was really, really good. And I just wish it had more of an impact on the story than it's going to, because right now, it's not going to have an impact on the story pretty much at all in the way the reveal was done, which makes me sad because it could have been so great. The idea of it is so good. It could have been amazing. And I just feel like it was just an opportunity lost with the story. That's how I'm feeling about this book right now. But I'm still really enjoying it. Love this world, like I said. And I'm really excited to continue on with it. I'm probably gonna take a little break from this one today, and hopefully I can get to one of the other books that I mentioned. So it's Monday, August 19th. I finally got some physical reading done yesterday. Well, sort of physical reading. I continued on with the Bone Ships, which is an e-arc that I bought, I didn't buy it, which is an e-arc that I got from NetGalley. I don't know if the Bone Ships is necessarily the type of book I would normally read. It's a high fantasy, it's heavy world building, which I love, mind you, love heavy world building, but I also like really complex plots. And the Bone Ships, so far, the plot of the Bone Ships seems quite simple. So we shall see how it goes, because there's a chance that it's more than it seems right now, in which case I might end up really loving this book. But there's also a chance that it is what it is and a fun read and all, but not the best thing ever. We shall see. So far, I'm enjoying it though. Yesterday, I did make quite a bit of progress on The Blood Mirror by Brent Weeks. This is the 4th book in the Lightbringer series. I'm enjoying it. I just like being in this world. That's just the thing with this book. I really like being in this world. I don't know where it's going. There have been more reveals, like the one that I got frustrated about. So it's kind of like, these reveals are so important to the character, but I wish we got them where they would make more importance to the plot, if that makes more sense. I realize that these reveals can make the next book in the series potentially really, really good, but it makes me also feel like this might be a little bit of a filler book because there's not a whole lot of plot going on yet. I mean, I still really love the characters, I still love the political situations, I still love this world, and I'm definitely enjoying reading it. But I don't know. We'll see how this one goes. Hopefully I end up loving this one as much as I want to. So it's Wednesday, August 21st. This morning I finished The Blood Mirror by Brent Weeks. I completely understand what everyone's talking about when they say it's a transition novel, because pretty much nothing happens in this book. There are a ton of really good reveals. Like, I think there are like 4 or 5 like really good reveals that I would have loved to have happened in the previous books, but of course happened in this book in the most boring way possible. So there's that. Like, I enjoyed those reveals, but I would have enjoyed them so much more if they had been done in a more interesting way. But other than that, like, I feel like almost nothing happens. There's a lot of setup for the next book, and I feel like the next book is going to be fantastic. That being said, I did really enjoy reading it. Just like you enjoy reading the first half of a really good book where the first half is less boring and the second half is like really, really entertaining. I really enjoyed reading this book as if it was set up for the next book. And because of that, I really can't give it anything less than 4 stars, because I like being in this world. I like being with these characters. I like just like everything about it. The complex political situations are very interesting, and I love all of those aspects of it. In this book, there just wasn't the plot to back all of that up. So it's gonna be 4 stars. I really, really enjoyed this book a lot more than a lot of the other books that I've been reading. But as far as the series go, this is probably my least favorite in this series. I did decide to pick up another audiobook, and I'm like out of my audiobook TBR. Like, I finished all of the books that I had on audio that was on my TBR. So all the rest of my books for this month are gonna be physical reads, but I don't stop reading audiobooks because of that. I decided to pick up Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nagin. I've had it from my library, like I had it on hold. It came off of hold, but it wasn't on my TBR, so I never like picked it up. So I have 5 days left on the hold, so I decided to pick that one up. And after that, I'll probably move on to Gardens of the Moon. I just wanted to like read that one since it was on my TBR like 2 months ago and I didn't get to it. So I decided to pick that one up. I'm like halfway through it now. It's not what I was hoping for it to be, if that makes sense. Like, I didn't go into this book with a whole lot of expectations, but at the same time, like, it has like the basic setup of a specific style of book. It's not really reaching outside of that too much, if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain it. I'm enjoying it. I think it's interesting. One thing I do really like about it is the world. Very interesting world building. Really, really interesting. Really enjoying this world. It's definitely an Asian-inspired world, which makes me happy. But other than that, I don't really care too much for the main character very much yet. And I'm pretty far into it to say that. I don't really care very much for the love interest. The situation is an interesting situation, but it's done in a very simple way, so it's not overly complex, which I like more complex novels, and I don't really like the simple ones as much. And I'm honestly having a little difficulty with the audiobook. Like, if it was one of those books where I owned the physical book, I would probably switch to the physical book because the audiobook is not my favorite. But since I only have the audiobook, I'm going to continue on with it because at this point, I'm enough into the plot that I want to see what happens, how it turns out. I don't know if I'll end up reading the next book in this series. So far, I am enjoying to the point that I am at. It's not going to be one of my favorite books ever, but it's still good for what it is. Okay, so it's Thursday, August 22nd, and I just finished The Bone Ships by R.J. Barker. So this was an e-arc that I got from NetGalley. I really, really enjoyed it. I'm going to be reviewing this a little bit closer to the release date. So it's being released on September 24th, 2019, so next month. I really, really enjoyed this a lot more than I was expecting, especially the ending. I liked how the ending played out. It was really good. So definitely enjoyed this, and I'm definitely excited to see more from this author because I know he has another series. So I think I might put that series on my TBR. Obviously, I've already read the first book in this series, so this is the first book in a new series. It's a high fantasy series. It's set in this archipelago society, so like the main characters are always on ships, and I really love that about it. So I will give you guys more of my thoughts on this next month, but definitely really enjoyed it. And I'm excited to see what other people think about it also, because I don't know how people will find this book, because there are parts of it that like I really enjoyed because I like heavy world building and things like that, but I feel like other people won't like it as much. We'll see. But I definitely enjoyed it. Oh, and I gave that one 4 stars. I did make a little bit of progress on Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nagin. That one is a little bit more difficult for me. I was having trouble understanding why I wasn't liking it as much as I wanted to, and I think I've kind of figured out why. Not just that I don't really like the main character, like she's fine, I don't have issues with her, I just don't love her as a character, and I don't fully feel like the romantic relationship that's happening has been developed to the point where I feel it. You know what I mean? I want to feel it, but I'm not quite there yet, and I'm hoping that I'll get there, but at the same time, like, it's gotten to like the physical part now, and I'm still not there yet. I feel like once you get to the physical part, I should feel that romantic relationship, and I should be rooting for the couple, and I'm not with this one. But I think the reason why this book has been kind of annoying me a little bit is not the main characters, but kind of the minor characters, how they interact towards the main character don't really fit in my mind properly. Like, a lot of the minor characters randomly gives this main character information that's very personal to those minor characters that they wouldn't just give to anyone, and it doesn't really make sense that they're giving her this information. What is their motivation for giving this girl, who it means nothing to them basically, this information that is personal to them, that they feel self-conscious about and things like that? It rubs me the wrong way, because I just feel like it's a plot device for us to get information rather than what these characters in real life would actually do, if that makes sense. So that's what's annoying me a little bit about this book right now. But other than that, I am really enjoying it. I do really enjoy the world, which I think I already mentioned, and I'm excited to see where it's going, because I'm not sure exactly where it's going, but it's definitely an interesting read. So it's still Thursday, and I finished Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nagin. It's not my favorite book. I enjoyed the ending. I enjoyed the plot in general. It was very interesting. But overall, I don't like kind of the pettiness that there was involved with the different girls, because there's and like a group of girls. There's a group of 9 girls, and there's some pettiness there. I didn't really enjoy our main character. She was very whiny at times and quite annoying. I didn't buy the romantic relationship. I just felt like it was too forced. That being said, the ending was extremely interesting. I really loved how the plot turned out there, except for the very last epilogue. Didn't enjoy the epilogue. So yeah, there's that. I ended up giving it 3.5 stars. It's still a really fast-paced, fun book, but I feel like it's one of those things where if you really like YA books, you'll love it. If you don't like YA books that much like me, and I enjoy adult books more, and I enjoy YA books to an extent when they don't feel too petty, if that's a good way to put it, I guess. For me, it just didn't really work that well. I probably will not be continuing on with the series. Also, I didn't really enjoy the audiobook very much. Nothing wrong with the audiobook narrator, I just felt like this particular story did not lend to audiobook narration very well. After that, I decided to read The Deal of a Lifetime by Fredrik Backman. It was a really short audiobook. It was only 47 minutes, so I actually finished it. I absolutely loved it. I absolutely love the audiobook narrator for The Deal of a Lifetime, which is Santino Fontana. And he also did the audiobook for You by Caroline Kepnes, which is fantastic. He did an amazing job with The Deal of a Lifetime also. The Deal of a Lifetime is kind of a weird book, but it's interesting, and I really, really enjoyed it. I ended up giving it 4.5 stars. I don't even know what I want to say about it necessarily. It's about an older gentleman who doesn't really say what his job was. He didn't really seem like he had a job, but he was an investor of sorts. He was one of those big money people, and he gets cancer, and it's kind of how he feels towards the end and kind of some of the things that he does. I don't want to give away spoilers, but anyways, it was good. It was really good, and I really enjoyed it, and for a 47-minute audiobook, it did a lot, which was surprising. So I enjoyed that. I gave it 4.5 stars. Fredrik Backman, as you guys know, is one of my favorite authors and is fantastic, and Santino Fontana is a fantastic audiobook narrator that did a really good job with it also. I'm finishing audiobooks way too quickly, so I decided to pick up Fool's Assassin by Robin Hobb. The reason why I decided to pick up this one is, one, because it's a 27-hour audiobook, so it'll take me a while to finish this one, at least more than a day. I already finished 3 books today, so I don't need to finish another one today. And this is one of those that I can kind of just dive into quickly and not have to think too much, if that makes sense. I know this world, I know these characters, I love Robin Hobb's writing style, I already know how she writes, so the only thing that's really different for me in this book is the plot, because this is the first book in the Fitz and Fool trilogy, which is the last trilogy in the Realm of the Elderlings. I'm really excited to get to it. The only thing that really caught me off guard was the audiobook narrator. I don't know who it is, but it's definitely different than the Tawny Man trilogy because it's not as good, which makes me sad. Maybe I'll get used to the audiobook narrator. Hopefully I'll get used to them. But so far, I'm enjoying it. I haven't really gotten very far into it at all. I haven't been listening to it for more than 20 minutes now. But I don't plan on finishing this one this week. I plan on finishing it probably next week. I'm really only listening to this right now until I can figure out where I am in Gardens of the Moon, because I'm physically in the middle of a chapter, so I have to match that up with where I am in the audiobook, and I just don't have time to do that right now because sometimes that takes a little while. So I'm just reading this one until I can match up my physical and audio book for Gardens of the Moon, and then I will switch to that one. So yes, this one's really good though. I love being back in this world. Love being back in this world. So it's Friday, August 23rd. I have these books that I've been rereading on audio at night. I only do 30 minutes at night as I'm falling asleep. And then the next day I'll go and find the last thing that I remember. And I've been doing them as rereads because it's just easier with books that you are familiar with. So I'm currently in a reread of the Wheel of Time series. This is one of those that I feel should take me the entire year to do, just because 14 novels, all of them 8 to 1,200 pages. So yeah, definitely expect that to take me the entire year. I'm mentioning it because I generally don't talk about these in my vlogs, because last night actually this morning, I finished The Dragon Reborn. I had only an hour left in it this morning when I was going back to the time that I remembered. so I just decided to finish it. This is the third book in the Wheel of Time series, and I remembered this being like one of my favorites, and it definitely still is. Like, I liked this one so much better than the last one. Really great ending to this book in a way that I don't know. It's been a while since I've read the Wheel of Time series, and with the series, because it's so long and there's so much involved in it, everything kind of gets like mashed together in my head, and I don't quite remember each individual book. But this one still sticks out to me all the time because it's one of my favorites. And I really enjoyed listening to the audiobook. So yeah, I'm excited to continue on with this series. I don't know if I'm going to start the next one right away, but if I do, I'll start that tonight. A few more updates. I decided yesterday to start The Ember Blade by Chris Wooding. This is one of my TBR books for the month. I have the ebook for it. I had been planning to wait until I finished Gardens of the Moon before I started The Ember Blade, but I decided to just start The Ember Blade because I don't have another ebook right now that I'm reading right now. So I decided to start it, and it's pretty good so far. Like, I'm not very far into it. I've read like the first 3 chapters, but I'm definitely attached to the writing style. I like the way the writing is done, so I'm excited to see where this goes. Like, as of right now, I have no idea. Chapter 1 was really good, like really, really good, but it's also kind of one of those where like, it kind of gives you a hint of what is coming in the future. It's like one of those chapters. So I'm excited to see where that book goes as well. I did make a lot of progress on Fool's Assassin, but I forgot with the Realm of the Elderlings, I vlogged those separately. So I will be vlogging that one separately for you guys. I like being in that world again. That's all I'm gonna say. I like being in that world again. So it's Saturday, August 24th. You know how I said I wasn't gonna end up finishing Fool's Assassin this week? Well, I lied, because I ended up finishing Fool's Assassin this morning. I actually physically read the ending of it because it's just so good. So, so good. I vlogged this one separately, and it'll probably be a while before that vlog comes out because I generally vlog the entire trilogy all together, and this is just the first book in the trilogy, but oh my gosh. This is probably one of her best books that I've read. I think this is going to be the best out of all of the series, potentially. And some of the other series that she's done, the other trilogies, were really good. And I have a feeling this one could potentially be the best out of all of them. I'm super, super excited to continue on with it. It is Saturday, and I honestly don't think I'm going to be finishing any other books today because I already finished one today. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off on this vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I post videos frequently on this channel, so consider subscribing. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up to support my channel. All social media links are in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!